Hello and welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast. With me, Josh, is your host this week. It's a chance to sit back, pretend to work from home as we bring you up to date on this week's football. We'll talk news, David gets his brain challenged in a quiz, we'll review all the week's Euro football, and then Dave will have the honour of guessing this week's Wikifile. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, drop us a like, subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify channels. We're here almost every Sunday morning, sometimes a Monday morning. So, now over to my co-host, all the way from Singapore, is Mr. David Nichols. Dave, how are you?
I'm well excited.
Oh,
I'm well excited.
There's me thinking we'd be able to play it cool,
No.
we'd talk about some news bits, and then we'll go on to Euros, and we'd maintain our level demeanour. No, he's straight in there.
Well excited. I will try and save it for the Euros chat, but you asked me how I am. I'm very excited right now. I'm very excited around football. It's great. Great news all round for me. It's great.
Yeah, this is the best football I've been able to experience for years.
Yeah, in your generation, in your life. How does this compete to winning the League Cup? Sorry.
How dare you? How dare you? In reference to that, I'll explain what that is. So beforehand, we were talking about potentially England winning a major championship, and I said when I was younger, it was much more level pegging because there's often a question asked is
club or country.
Club or country. Which one would you be more joyous for you? And I think now it would be club. Dad was like, it's going to be country. I was like, that's probably because you've seen your club win some stuff, whereas I have seen us win a couple of League Cups.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just thought it was just an interesting thing to go with. I think the club and country argument always rages on. I've got a friend of mine, Ollie. Do you know Ollie Johnson lives out here as well in Singapore?
Yes.
He is an ardent Man United fan. As soon as the Euros kicked off or the squad was announced, he was like, Rashford shouldn't be there. We just need to feign an injury, rest him, get him ready for next season. As soon as we got through the group stages and beat Germany, he was texting our football group and he was like, it's coming home, 3 Lions. I was like, you can't pick and choose, mate. I've said England all the way through. You can't just do it now. But he's probably very happy.
You can't do a Pretty Patel and suddenly be all for England after almost requesting people to boo them.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But anyway,
talking of leadership, we'll move on to managerial.
What a segue!
Yes. So this time last week, we had Palace, Everton, and Spurs all needing a manager. Now all 3 positions are filled. So we'll start off with. Probably the most surprising. Well, actually, I don't know if it's the most surprising announcement. Patrick Vieira. Patrick Vieira is now Crystal Palace manager. And I want to just clarify here, because I've seen it a lot, how to spell his name. Viei.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Vieira.
Yeah, there's a second I, all right?
Did not know that.
So, formerly managed New York City, left them, joined Nice, was sacked from Nice last year. Now, probably 3rd choice Palace manager after Nuno and after Lucien Favre.
4th choice? Lampard?
Well, there's some Lampard bits as well, yeah. So, definitely not 1st choice.
Yeah.
He's in. What can we expect, do you reckon, Dave? I mean, he's apparently played some boring football previously.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a rebuild on. It's a challenge,
isn't it?
I think
it's the sort of appointment I would have expected potentially from someone like an Everton, where they can afford to potentially take a risk. It feels like it's too bold of a strategy for Crystal Palace to be appointing someone like Patrick Vieira, who is untested. I think was it at Nice, he got them into the Europa League and then really struggled when the games.
He's managed around 90 games for each of them, so a couple of seasons.
I just feel like it's a risky strategy which won't pay off for them. So
I remember calling it probably about 6 months ago now, but I think I've got a bet on saying Crystal Palace to go down next season. I imagine the odds are shortened. I think it may be an issue of who's willing to take the job and work within the constraints that they were offering.
I mean, there's an argument that he's got good connections around football, the clubs he's played for, the people he'll know, the level of football he played at, so consistently. So he may be able to draw on the sort of loans to come in of certain players coming in on loans and things like that, which will help. And Palace probably don't have a lot of money. They've lost a lot of players. They've got still somehow, even losing after all those players, have an ageing squad. So it's like I
Yeah, he may be able to pull on Man City for loans. If Arsene Wenger was still there, you'd have definitely put your money on some Arsenal
Yeah.
loans. But I mean, now they're Arsenal and Palace are pretty level pegging, so there's not much.
I feel.
Maybe Arsenal can sort out some loans from Palace.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, like, what does it mean for Zaha? Will Zaha stay because Vieira's there? It's not really the appointment you'd want as Wilf Zaha, is it? I think.
No, I think he'll still stay because I just think I feel Palace you dig your heels in. It's a year of turmoil.
Yeah.
But yeah. We have a manager. The next manager we'll talk on. They've all got difficult jobs here. We'll question after these three will be who's got the hardest job. We have Rafa Benitez appointed Everton manager. Slightly tone deaf appointment, I'd say. I think it was led by Mashiri, the owner, in terms of wanting a bigger name. Obviously, ex-Liverpool manager has previously mentioned
it's a weird one.
Disdain for Everton, call them small club, but obviously it also has family in the Wirral. Lived there for like the last 11 years. It's somewhat tried to clarify his comments and post leaving Liverpool, maybe because he thought you never know this job might arise. He's a good manager, but he's obviously up against fan pressure.
This is the thing, right? This is what I don't, and this is where I don't think either of us are very tribal around football. I don't feel we're like, I need to go and smash a Man City man in the head because I support Man United. I don't think we're those sort of fans.
No, I don't think.
And if you take this appointment completely objectively, it's a great appointment. It's fantastic. It's a well-known manager who's going to be able to bring players in, get the best out of the players you've got, tactically set you up. Might be a little bit boring, but he's going to do well in the league. I mean, look what he's done with Newcastle. And not even thinking about Liverpool. Look what he's done with Newcastle. Look what he did when he went to Chelsea. He's got the repertoire of relegation battlers and Champions League winners in his arsenal. So, I think
12th place Chinese Super League Dalian. So I mean, he's proven it wherever he's gone.
Exactly. I feel like it's a great appointment. I feel like it's a perfect appointment for Everton, and if the fans can get past it, he could win his first two games, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's a god, Rafa Benitez, legend." But
until he loses his next two games, I mean, it's just going to flip flap. It will never give you forgotten. It will always be an undertone of Rafa Benitez, Liverpool manager.
I agree, but I think it's a very good appointment. Yeah. So.
Okay, and then finally we have Nuno Espirito Santo. Left Wolves at the end of the season. Spurs could have signed him at any point. Chose to wait a mere 70+ days to appoint him because he wasn't first choice. I don't think he was in running until Paratici joined and apparently wanted him at Juventus the preceding season before they appointed Pirlo. Good manager, had two very good seasons in the Premier League with Wolves. A tough season last year with injuries and player sales.
Yeah.
Somewhat similar to Mourinho in regard and kind of like defensive counter-attacking, but not similar personality-wise to Mourinho, which I think is going to be a breath of fresh air.
I think so. Yeah. Again, I think it's a good appointment. I think I mentioned it on the last pod that it just thinks of the Fellaini transfer that United had when it was clearly obvious. You didn't probably want him, and now you've probably paid him a little bit more in wages because Fenerbahce was sniffing around as well, and you've got your man. It's all just like you said, 70 days too late when he could have got him straight off the bat. And if he had left Wolves and then 5 days later, let's say Spurs come in for him, he'll probably sign that straight away. He'd probably agree to moving straight away, stays in the Premier League, falls upwards in a weird way from Wolves to Spurs, and it's like I just don't understand why it took this long. I think it will work out. I think it'll be a good appointment. I think it'll be decent. It solves your right back problem straight off the bat. So
we've got manager for free, no having to pay any contract to get out, and right back for free because he is very used to working with Matt Doherty and would hopefully turn him back into a force he was at Wolves. So we have three managers. Palace, I think the challenge there is a relegation battle.
Yeah.
Everton, we have the kind of rival manager issue, and Spurs, I think we have the appointment farce. Who's got the toughest job, would you say?
Hands down, Vieira. I think like you said, I think Benitez, whatever happens, he'll flip-flop between being the best manager Everton have ever had to being the ex-Liverpool manager who's here just to screw Everton over, which are what some fans will probably think. I think Nuno's just will do a solid job. It won't be spectacular. You'll be challenging for fourth, which is probably the aim, I'd say, for next season with everything that knows happened, the Harry Kane situation.
I think it's always been the aim of our owners is the amount of money you have to spend. You can get fourth for not spending too much money, but to win the title, it's almost diminishing returns, and that you have to spend so much to get yourself to that level. But they're not. I don't think they're interested. Really. If it happens, great. But they're not going to spend the money to make it happen.
Yeah, and I think the Vieira situation is. I think for Palace, I think it's lose-lose, because he's either going to be terrible and they'll get relegated, or they'll have to replace him within 4 months, like De Boer, another De Boer, or he could do quite well with them, and another club will come and poach him because he's done well at Palace, and he's got Palace to 15th, 16th, which is an achievement, and I think he could be poached by another club. So it's not an appointment I can see of Palace coming out of this well, one way or another. So I think, Vieira's got the toughest job and Palace have got the hardest approach. As much as Spurs was a complete farce in appointing a manager, I think it's gone under the radar how much of a farce it's been for Palace as well, because of Spurs being the bigger club.
Absolutely.
I
fully agree.
And I think Vieira will struggle. I don't think he's got the nous to do it. The players are rubbish. Well, not rubbish. The players just aren't as good as A, they were, and B, they'll be used to playing under Hodgson, who's no longer there. And I don't know.
There's a different step down in experience between the two.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So potentially we might see them leave. Some 1, 2, 3 of those leave before the end of the season. Other managers who may leave. We obviously have the Euros finalising soon.
Yeah.
Semi-finals we played this week, and final on Sunday. Any managers we think might leave their positions? I think
Deschamps.
Maybe. Zidane's probably just standing outside his office back in Paris right now.
I think so. I think Deschamps are pretty much nailed on. Either fired or resign. Zidane will probably step in. He said he's always wanted to manage France. Could be a good fit. If Italy win it, Mancini.
Mission accomplished. I'm off.
Yeah, I think mission accomplished, and just wait around for 6 months, 7 months until someone at a big job gets sacked and.
Your job is not winning
it. Well, hopefully, we'll touch on that later. I mean, it would be funny if his first loss in 2.5 years as Italy manager is in the final of the Euros to England, but who knows? I don't know who else. De Boer has been announced, hasn't he? The KNVB, or whatever they're called, the Dutch Federation, have already announced that De Boer is stepping down after the Euros, which I find a bit bizarre. Just they're out, so he's gone.
Yeah, Jogi Löw as well.
Jogi Löw. So anyone else?
Roberto Martinez.
Do you think he'll walk, or has he got to be sacked? I think he has to be sacked.
I think he's got to be sacked, and it'd be interesting to see. I could see him getting sacked, and then probably coming in at kind of October, November time to maybe a Premier League job. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't overly impressed with how Belgium played. They played well because of their players rather than their system. They looked a little bit loose, and game management was poor at times. But I think we'll see a few things moving, a few ins and outs.
Do you think there'll be any smaller nation managers getting a job, for example, the Danish coach or the Czech Republic coach, whose name's I think Odegaard, it's Odesgaard or something, is the Danish manager, and the Czech Republic managers probably exceeded all expectations. Getting this.
Yeah, we had some good performances. We had good team performances. Austria performed really well. I mean, to England, I think the managerial. Whether it will still continue, the managerial churn has dialed down a little bit in recent years. Yeah. It's previously it was sackings galore, but it was quite stable. And maybe that's because of COVID and finances of getting rid of someone. But with announcement today in terms of the reopening of England, we'll see hopefully see full stadiums back in August.
Yeah, not too soon because I want
to just over a month's time.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? The start of the season just over a month. Hopefully not too soon, and for another wave, because I would like to come home and see my family and see you and friends and stuff. So
have faith in vaccinations.
Exactly. Any other managers that you want to talk about?
No managers. Let's move on to transfers. We have you're wearing a shirt. Have you got retrospectively got Sancho added to the back of your shirt just to confuse people?
No. Great. Done, sorted. Just needs to pass the medical. I did write in a chat to say, wouldn't it? I think you're the chat you're in, the predictions chat, where I was like, it would be quite funny in a satirical way if he now failed the medical somehow after all of this. But no, good. A good signing. I'm glad he got to show what he can do for England in the quarter-final.
His first start, and he did well.
Yeah.
We'll touch on it later, but I think excellent signing, fantastic signing for you. Be interesting to see how that front three line up, whether it'll be all young English forwards, would be a Rashford, Greenwood, Sanchwood.
Yeah,
I feel like I needed to end it.
It'll be interesting. I mean, that's what we'll definitely do a preview episode before the league or just as the league starts, and we'll go for it there. It'll be very interesting to see how we line up next year. Very interesting. It does mean I think Dan James is going to be farmed out on loan, which I'm not too upset about. No. But yeah, good signing. Very, very happy with it. Yeah.
I'll run through a few other signings. So Trincao has joined Wolves on loan from Barcelona. They now have Traore and Neto and Trincao. A lot of dribbling there. And that's typically been Wolves' attacking method, have been dribbling. Jota was a lot more of a dribbler when he was at Wolves. But it's quite exciting. Maybe we'll see a Neto or a Traore move.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it frees up a move? And who would you take out of Neto and Traore? If you had one at Spurs, who would you take? If Nuno was going to bring someone? You love Traore.
I'm not sure, actually. They're both, Neto and Traore are both excellent players. Yeah. I think I'd be tempted to take Traore because I find him more fun to watch.
Yeah.
And he can operate a right wing back if needed. But as a right wing, it's been a long while since we've had pure unadulterated pace, just being able to just on the counter and do that. So I'll probably take Traore.
Nice. Cool.
Jack Harrison has moved permanently to Leeds from City for 11 million.
Was the 11 million an agreed fee at the beginning of the loan? Or
I don't know. It seemed like it was a foregone conclusion, though, didn't it? There's never any rumour around it that I saw.
No. Okay. No. Yeah.
But had a good season. Victor Moses moved permanently to Spartak Moscow, where he was on loan. Leipzig have reinvested some of their centre-back money. Obviously, sold both their star centre-backs, somewhat forced into it with release clauses, and they've signed, maybe use Werner money, Andre Silva.
Yes. Very interesting, good signing, I think. A decent signing, that. Haven't Leipzig just sold their striker as well to Leicester? Packer?
No, that was Salzburg.
Salzburg.
So Patson Daka was from Salzburg, as well as Boubacar Samare from Lille, I think. So Leicester doing some good business again, signing some good young talent, as well as rumoured to be signing Ryan Bertrand as a left back cover.
Interesting. Okay.
Free from Southampton. I'm not sure it's Bertrand just looked a little bit past it. A good squad player, I'd say. They seem to have enough options going around. It must be Justin will be a long-term injury. Castagna long-term injury. Yeah. Pereira, Thomas. So
it feels like they're getting Bertrand in to cover Christian for what Christian Fuchs did 2 seasons ago, sort of thing.
Yeah, so, it feels like they have enough cover otherwise. But
okay.
We have Billy Gilmore going to Norwich on loan, seemingly replacing Oliver Skipp, who'll stay at Spurs, but he's been excellent whenever called upon for club and country, so that'd be quite an interesting one to see. I'm not sure it'll be enough to keep them up, but I think he'll be a good performer for them. United hoarding goalkeepers. Yeah,
love it, don't we? Signed Tom Heaton, already got De Gea, got Dean Henderson, and give Lee Grant a new contract. So, interesting. I think De Gea's going. I think he's going to go on loan to Milan to replace Donnarumma.
Okay.
That's what I think might happen, and I think it will be they pay 70% of his wages or something, and we get 70% of his wages off the wage bill. Dean Henderson becomes the standout number one. But I don't know. I don't want that to happen to De Gea. I think he's been class. I think he deserves to stay as number one.
Just feel like you're doing him dirty a little bit there. It does seem like if you told people a few years back that De Gea will be leaving on loan, you'd be like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think anyone could afford a transfer fee and his wages. I think that's the issue. Like, the only club that probably could have done it was Madrid, and it's turned out they're really bankrupt. So, Atletico Madrid won't, because they've still got Oblak, who's arguably a better goalkeeper than De Gea anyway. So, the only logical sense is AC Milan to replace Donnarumma.
Now, talking of bankrupt Spanish clubs, obviously have Leo Messi has now a free transfer. Yeah. We can sign one day. Sign for the pod.
Okay, we should. Should we put a package together for him? We'll send him a webcam and a microphone, and the rest he can sort out himself. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Who would have thought that a potential contract renewal could start a merry-go-round of transfers? Because obviously they've got to try and save 170 million or whatever it is off their wage bill, and they're doing that by saying Umtiti and Pjanic are free, and other players can be sold to make that money just to keep Messi. And you sort of feel like, well, let's say, I think it's Spurs and United are looking at Pjanic. So let's say Spurs sign Pjanic, which would potentially free up one of your midfielders, let's say a Lamella, then to be sold and move on. I know they're different positions, but for an example, to be sold on, move somewhere else to free someone else up from another squad, and all because Barca...
Well, it's just an influx of cheap supply, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very intriguing. Do you reckon he'll stay at Barca? They'll clear their wage bill enough to pay him?
I think they will. Would you? Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Just let him go.
I would let him go and commit to a rebuild of some description. So
I tend to agree. This is weird. Again, like you feel like you're doing Leo dirty there, but you can't be changing the whole fight. Like there may be knock-on repercussions for it, and the president said something, and it might not come to fruition if he goes back on his word. But you're losing player upon player who have a role to play in the whole squad for one standout, stellar, best player of all time.
To come out and the figures be released or made up or whatever, it's mind-blowing to think that they need to save £170 million a year just to give Messi his contract. That is absolutely mind-blowing. It just boggles my mind that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, you could then have PSG completing one of the best transfer windows ever. They've obviously set to announce free transfers of Sergio Ramos, Donnarumma.
Yeah.
They added Messi to that. Do you get 3 better free transfers than that, as well as the signing of probably one of the hottest right wing-back prospects, Hakimi, as well. That would be... Pochettino would mean business for that.
100%. And it's just incredible. I mean, PSG, if they pull all that off, you've got to argue favourites for the Champions League, and if Pochettino doesn't get to the
league, at least.
and if Pochettino doesn't get to the final of the Champions League with a squad like that, he's got to be sacked, and then you could be called a fraud. So,
welcome back to Spurs.
Yeah, something like that.
That's why Nuno's only signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be funny, wouldn't it? In his second year, spend all this money and then just be like, nah, see you later. But
I love Spurs.
Tavares has signed for Arsenal, the left back or left wing back, I think more so. Looks like a good purchase.
Good money as well, isn't it? Good deal.
Yeah, you think to me, it smells a bit like he's going to play left wing back and Tierney's going to do the left centre back job in a back three. But then you look at Arsenal's defenders and you're like, you haven't really got, I don't think, a good enough players to play a back three at the back. But
I could see them going for a back three because they haven't got a standout 2 at centre back.
True.
We have more defenders. Like Ben White seems to be another deal which is just being held up by the Euros. So Ben White works better in a 3. Yeah. Gabriel, Tierney, Tavares. Mate, if Bellerin's still there, Bellerin. It's a start of a good side. Yeah. Rumours seem to have subsided around Leno leaving. I thought he was
it's out. Matt Ryan now. Matt Ryan's the new rumours that he's leaving, and it'll be Leno number 1 and Runarsson number 2, which is a bit bizarre, but yeah, so a bit strange. Yeah.
Let's move on to the quiz, shall we?
Yeah, let's move on. Quick question in the comments: with Danny Ings rejecting a Saints contract, who do you think he's likely to go to?
This guy.
Josh is going to buy him. Yeah. You heard it here first.
I would say I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Man City would be interested.
Really? Okay.
Not as number 1, but adding that homegrown Gabriel Jesus moving into karate after his sending off.
So they're going to sign Kane and Ings, are they?
Yeah. No, I can't see Kane leaving, but at Spurs, I think that'll be a good move. Maybe to add in a backup striker. 1 year left in his contract. We obviously did a similar deal. 1 year left on Højbjerg's contract last year. Yeah. Wondering what player we can offer in. They can have Harry Winks.
Yeah, they'd probably take that as well.
That would be, if we managed to get rid of Harry Winks and get Danny Ings and say, I don't know, you shouldn't even be paying too much money between the two because there shouldn't be much difference between the two. Oh, that would be a deal, a steal. But yeah, I can see him wanting to move to someone with European football, and we just about have European
Yeah,
football.
there you go. I've been corrected in the comments saying Matt Ryan was only on loan to Arsenal, so they can't sell him, which is fair enough.
That would be a bit of a
That
cheeky
would be
one.
cheeky. Arsenal getting money for Brighton selling Matt Ryan. That'd be nice. Nice bit of business. Right, Josh, on to the quiz.
Ooh, la 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 la. It's quizzing time.
It is.
In honour of the Euros 2020 semi-final, England v Denmark on Wednesday, I've looked, and we've previously played them in a World Cup in 2002, Denmark v England. So here is the Denmark 11, a list of 11 questions, the positions, and the club they were playing for in 2002. How are you going to do, Dave? Was this fill you with dread, or are you going to go smash this?
It fills me with a bit of dread. Yeah, it fills a bit of dread. I think there's,
especially if you're not allowed a scattergun approach. You've got to be naming that. If you get it right first time, 1 point. You get it right second time, it's half point. So,
what are you setting the pass mark as here? I'm interested to know. What are you setting the pass mark as?
I think I should be quite high, but I'll keep. I've trialed it. I have actually tried it this week. With some other friends to see how they get on, but we didn't make it because obviously people are working. Didn't manage to complete the set, but number of right answers, but in wrong places. Okay. So I still think I'll take 50%. Dave.
Okay, so 2002. That was a long time ago. 9 years ago. 9 years ago. No, 19 years ago.
There we go.
Wow. Jesus. Okay. Goalkeeper. Sunderland. I've got a name. I've got the player's face in my head, and it. Sorensen.
Thomas Sorensen. For a minute there, I thought you were going to go for Thomas Myra.
No, but I went Thomas Sorensen. Is that correct? No.
You went Sorensen. That is.
Oh, it's correct. Okay, good. I'm gonna focus on the ones I think I can get.
It's good strategy. That is.
So that's me done.
Oh, you can definitely get more.
A Man City Danish defender in 2002.
If I was doing proper numbering convention, I should probably have numbered this one a 3.
Okay, so it's a fullback.
Yes.
Right. No. Let's go. So the two Milan defenders. There's number 2 and number 4.
Yeah.
Can I just say 2 players that I think it is, and if they're right?
Yeah, you don't have to get those in the right order.
Yeah, I don't have to get them in the right order. Okay.
Nothing to differentiate between the two of them. Yeah.
Right. Let's go for Thomas Helveg. There's got to be one of them.
Yeah.
I want to say, no, it's not. I don't think it's him. I don't think he was at Milan then. Come back to that because I'll use that in.
Let me just read them out so people have a full side of it. Those listings. So we have a goalkeeper at Sunderland, Thomas Sorensen. We have 4 defenders, 2 Milan defenders, a Panathinaikos defender, and a Man City defender. Dave's already got Thomas Helveg, the Milan right back who went on to play for Norwich. We have a midfield 3 of an Everton, Chelsea, and Bolton Wanderers midfielder, and a front 3 of a PSV, Schalke, and Feyenoord front 3. So
number 7. Midfielder at Chelsea. I'm going to go Jesper Grønkjær. Number 9, forward at PSV. I'm going to go Dennis Rommedahl.
I need one more, Dave. Oh no, you need 2 more. It's 11, isn't it?
Bolton Wanderers. I feel like that should be easy because there can't have been ever many Danish. Oh, really? He was bald. Really? Is Gravesen Danish?
Thomas Gravesen is Danish, yeah.
But was he at Bolton or Everton?
That's for you to tell
Everton.
me, Dave. Thomas Gravesen at Everton, correct.
And Bolton, I feel like I've got Bolton's on as well in my head.
He had something to do with Mike Tyson.
What?
Gravesen maybe had something to do with Mike Tyson or this other player. There was definitely an aggressive streak. There was something to do with Mike Tyson. There's some news article somewhere. I'll have a look.
Right, okay. Schalke. No, he's Dutch. Oh, who's the really tall striker that was quite good on Champ Manager or in 01-02?
Jan Koller.
No, he was from Dortmund and Czech Republic. What's his name?
Nikola Zigic.
No, shut up. Stop saying names. Oh my God, what's his name? It's a really weird first name. Sand. Ebbe Sand. Ebbe Sand?
Ebbe Sand, yeah. Who's he play for?
Schalke.
Yes. Top work, Dave. That's your pass mark.
Ebbe? How would you say his first name?
Yeah, Ebbe. Yeah. Ebbe Sand.
Ebbe Sand. Okay, right. So I think Panathinaikos I'm not going to get at all. A Man City Danish fullback. Left back, because you said number 3.
Yeah, left back. Also played for Fulham.
Oh. Don't know that. No, I don't know that. Right, so the number 4, the other defender for Milan, on my brain I had Lawson.
Martin Lawson, yeah.
Lawson.
Also played for
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Correct.
Everton midfielder I've got. Chelsea midfielder I've got. Bolton. Why the Bolton one? I've got a first name of Stig in my head.
Yeah. That is correct.
Stig. The Stig.
Stig. Yeah, it is Stig Tofting.
Tofting. Damn it.
Yeah, although probably not pronounced like that. It's got an O with a line through it. There's probably something I'm not aware of.
Tefting. I'm going to take a stab in the dark for the Feyenoord one because you've just made me think of an O with a line through it. Does he have an O with a line through his name?
I mean, you can say it. It doesn't have it in what I've written down.
Egil Ostenstedt.
No, he's Norwegian.
Damn it.
You know the striker though, Dave. He has played in the Premier League.
Feyenoord. A Danish... John Dahl Tomasson.
John Dahl?
It was up there, yeah. Just needed a little poke. My brain just needed a little poke. I'm never going to get Panathinaikos.
That's Rennie Henriksen. I've not heard of him. And it's Niklas Jensen was the fullback.
Oh, okay. Good old Nick. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, old Nico. 7.5 out of 11, 68%.
I'll take that. I was panicked when I first saw it, so I will take that. Let's quickly fly into the comments. Ross was in there. Sorensen number 1, Helveg number 2, no idea for number 3, and Martin Lawson for number 4. And then he's got in another post Jensen number 5, Gravison number 6, Gronkai number 7, and Toftig he put question mark number 8. Number 11, John Dahl Tomasson. Number 10, Ebbe Sand, who was always good on Champ Manager 0102. Osiris says number 9, Dennis Rommedahl. Is that the team Rommedahl played in? Yeah, number 9. Ross is coming in saying, I love CMO 102, so I know a lot of these players, bar that number 3. No idea. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't remember him at all. I don't know him. No. It's Rennie Henriksen. Where he played for AB, so the Danish side, Panathinaikos, and then AB again. So never really became on our radar. No. But 66 appearances for Denmark, was their captain, actually.
Okay.
And, well done, Dave. All right, let's move on, and we'll review some quarterfinals.
Yes, let's review those quarterfinals.
We'll start off with Spain v Switzerland.
Yeah.
From the excellent penalties v France, Switzerland had a shocker.
Yeah. Really bad.
Really bad.
Surely if it goes
to kick balls well. They were more focused on trying to be cute with their run-ups, and like even Akanji was the worst one. It's like he got completely befuddled by his own footsteps and was caught underneath the ball. It's like, oh man.
What I don't get about that is that they must have been so confident when that went to penalties because of what had happened previously, and they've just completely cocked it up. And I think they would have expected one of the best results we can probably get out of this game will be going to penalties, like against Spain, like they did against France, and it was just...
Especially after being crippled by the red card.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean...
I would say that Unai Simon's antics across the goal line helped. Working the line up and down. I do think that he felt like to me, not even taking about, he looked massive in the goal. I think that it looked like it had some form of impact.
Do you think that if a goalkeeper does that, it means the striker has to try? Is thinking then, well, I'm going to do a different run up to try and fool you? Do you think it plays into sort of you trick me, I trick you?
That. It's like two animals dancing each other. Okay, I'm going to go across here. Well, I'm going to dance a funny little movement towards the ball. We can both play that game, and then
exactly
the Swiss did that, and they just fell over their own feet. Spain have flattered to deceive, didn't they?
I was going to ask you that. Yeah, what's your thoughts on Spain? I think they have. I think they've struggled when
2 knockout matches, 2 extra times.
Yep.
And scored goals in fits and starts, haven't they? A couple of games where they scored lots, a couple where they've really struggled. Been boring, I'd say, overall. I don't think it's been an exciting game. As their style of play has been boring. Sometimes the game has become exciting outside of their own style of play. It's not been a joy to watch for me.
They're a strange team that seem to struggle against being pressed and also struggle against the low block. Like normally you're good against one or the other, and this is like they've seemed to struggle with both. And I think they come up against. It looks like Italy should win, probably on the counter attack, absorb all that Spain pressure, let them keep the ball, not keep their shape, and then as soon as Italy win it, just try and pounce. Obviously, we'll get onto Italy in a minute, but they've got a few injuries that could hurt that with how they've been playing. But I don't know. I feel like Spain have. They're so irritating, aren't they? Because they could just go on and win this from here.
They could well do,
Spain could just get a 1-0 1-0 lead against Italy and just pass them off the park and then just bore it out. And then they could do the same in the final, and everyone will be like, "Well, of course Spain would win it. It's Spain," sort of thing. And it's like that's my only worry about Spain is that there's in the back of my head there's always they could do this quite easily.
Yeah. But if England were to get through, Denmark, I have a preference who I'd like to come up against, Italy or Spain. We'll touch on that when we talk the preview thing. But Switzerland's had a really good tournament, some really good moments. I think they can hold their head up high. They should be quite proud of how they performed. Yeah. And so I do feel for Granit Xhaka. I'm really not sure two cards is warrants a suspension in a tournament, which can be 3 games and 2. Yeah, so you could have had 2 really goes in 4 games. Seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, I think it's a bit. I've always thought it should be. If you pick up 2 yellow cards in the group stage, then you're an idiot. So wipe them after the group stage. Like, just wipe it after the group stage, start again in the knockouts. Because if you pick up 2 in the group stage and you miss the 3rd game, or you pick up a second yellow card in the 3rd game and you miss the first knockout one. But if it gets wiped for you, and then you get 2 yellow cards in the knockout, in the first knockout and then the quarters, you're an idiot. Like...
I think we know where Xhaka is, but I did feel a bit sorry for him. He had a good tournament overall.
Yeah, he's all right.
Set to join Mourinho's
Roma.
Seems.
Yeah.
I mean, we can move on to Italy, Belgium, and I think Mourinho's already got his excuses lined up because we have Spinazzola out for 6 months plus. He's done his Achilles again. I think he had a couple of years back. He was out with knee and ankle injuries. Was one of the players of the tournament, was the attacking thrust in that Italy side, but now he's missing. But let's talk about Italy, Belgium, 2-1 Italy. We saw all the sides of Italy anyway, the masters, beautiful football, solid, courageous defence, and absolute S-housery in time wasting.
Nothing can sum up the S-housery as much as Immobile's moment. That I think everyone has seen, where falls on the floor trying to get a penalty, his team go and score, and I think you tweeted it to say he had no idea who to run to, no idea who scored the goal.
That's what I found the funniest thing. He's running over because they're celebrating goal. He doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know who he's running over to celebrate with. It just something's happened. He's like, he's going to be, what happened, guys?
Yeah, it was just embarrassing. But that's what the worry has always been, that when England come up against a team like that is that team, let's say for example in this example is Italy go 1-0 up, and we can't stop doing those little niggly fouls that stop the game because they dive, they slow it down, we play up to their shit.
I can see it now. You've got Phillips and Declan Rice in midfield wanting to be eagle in the ball. You've got that youth, that exuberance of youth wanting to win the ball back, and it's just time after time.
Yeah.
You look at that team. The team we put out the other night. Harry Kane is the one who's got, I think, has got a bit of nous with him, winning fouls and
Grealish
has that side to him. Grealish, yeah, but we didn't play. But I think I fear coming up against Italy because of that.
Yeah, you just got to hope you've got a good, strong ref, and the refereeing has been pretty good at the tournament. There's been a couple of dodgy decisions, but generally it's been of the highest standard, and you just sort of hope they know that could be coming. But yeah, back to the game though. Belgium have, like you said, they're playing well because of the players they've got, not really because of any structure or shape. I mean, the penalty is what got them the goal with Lukaku, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. And even then, Lukaku looked like...
decided to shush Donnarumma, and then proceeded to do absolutely nothing after that.
And
even though he's talked to it, he talked, I think it was mid-tournament, or maybe just before tournament, talked about being world-class. It's like...
You see the look of concentration on his face when he had to hit that penalty? And then he put it straight down the middle. One of the worst penalties I've ever seen, but it went in, so it's a good penalty. But it was just... Yeah, he was thinking so hard about that ball and kicking the ball. I was like, just do it. Just do it naturally. You're a good goal scorer. But, yeah, I don't know. They've been a bit... Belgium, I don't know. Wasted their golden generation. Well... Wasted the golden generation?
Have a little bit more. The golden generation doesn't necessarily have to win it.
No, exactly.
It might hit the level they're at, really. There's flaws to the side. There's probably flaws to the management.
Yeah.
It's a good side overall, and they probably, because of a quick turnaround for delaying this, and you got the World Cup in 18 months, maybe they'd be there for that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But who do you think, has anyone impressed you from the Belgium setup that you may not have been too familiar with before, or did it just went round KDB, so they missed him when he was injured, and when he came in looked better? But
he was playing with an injury at the end there, playing with torn ankle ligaments. Like, great, do you not want to have a career? Do you want to have pain after you finished? Absolute silly move. But it was Doku. Doku came in.
The winger.
And the winger, from Rennes, who I think was their replacement for Rafinha, who went to Leeds. Yeah. And that turn of pace, that dribbling ability, it's one of my favourite traits in a player anyway. And we talked about Adama Traore for potential Spurs earlier on. It's that talent. I'd love to see it. And Rennes have got some good players. I mean, Camavinga has obviously been linked with United this morning, hasn't he? And
United, Arsenal.
Dembele previously. I mean, Dembele, I could see Doku being at Borussia Dortmund easily.
Yeah.
But they've already paid 30 million for him. It wasn't like he was a youth product.
No, he was very highly rated at Anderlecht, wasn't he? And they've brought him in from Anderlecht, I think. So, which seems to be an underrated youth academy. Yeah, Anderlecht. It seems to be very, very good at producing consistent talent. So,
Lukaku and company, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Boys,
So, but a quick question in the chat: golden generation wise, who failed more, Belgium's golden generation or England's golden generation with Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Beckham?
Ours by far and away. Ours.
I'd agree.
they got to semi-finals.
Yeah.
They got a semi-final last time round, didn't they?
Yeah.
We played them in the third place playoff, didn't we? Did we win any knockout matches with our golden generation?
Yeah, we won one knockout, didn't we? Because then we played Brazil. Is that right, in the quarters? Or was that the first?
I think that was the first round afterwards.
Yeah, it might well have been. Yeah, I would say probably ours as well. Yeah. So, doesn't matter. It's in the past, isn't it? We've gone further than Belgium now.
Yeah.
So,
suck it, Belgium. Right, let's talk about England's opponents. Czech Republic, Denmark, 2-1 Denmark, and Denmark are riding the wave, aren't they?
Yeah,
Phil?
And it's wonderful to see. I mean, let's be honest. If they beat England, I think the whole nation will be behind Denmark wanting to win it, and that will be some sight in Wembley to see another team that have knocked out England get that sort of support. I think it'll be brilliant. It's great to see them doing it. I think how far can they go with it? Is it going to be overridden by a full Wembley, still 70% full Wembley Stadium with it back in England? I don't know.
They obviously went out to Baku to play in the exhausting heat and the poor pitch.
Yep.
I imagine you could see Højbjerg breaking down in tears afterwards. There's a mental strain on this side. They're riding that kind of adrenaline, and I mean the English fan in me hopes that it's just similar to Ukraine. It's going to be just all a bit too much when they come up against
I think
Southgate's.
it's one of those. It's so similar to the Ukraine game. If we get an early goal, it could just be so deflating for them. So deflating.
Yeah, Denmark have conceded in every match apart from versus Wales as well.
So which says what you need to know about Wales, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean that Mahaley, the left back. Mail, yeah, whatever it is. He's had a great tournament. Kasper Schmeichel has made some good saves. Simon Kjær at the back has been as solid as a rock. So
yeah, there's some good experience on that side, and it's there's some talented players as well. It's also the Czechs done well. Patrick Schick is joint top scorer now. It leaves Kane and Sterling as the current active highest top scorers.
Okay, on 3. Are they on 3? Yeah.
So, 6, yeah. Until Kane will go to 6 on Wednesday.
I'd take that. Yeah, 100%. Love that. I'd absolutely love that. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's interesting because we should win. We should win relatively easily. Let's be honest. We should. We should. It's coming home.
Absolutely. If you told us we had our group would contain Czech Republic and Denmark, Ukraine and Denmark, you'd be like.
Yeah, I mean, look who Denmark have played. Who have Denmark's biggest test was the Netherlands, and they lost. That's the only big team they've played. Like, it's going to be different. It's going to be tough.
They beat Russia, didn't they? They lost to Belgium.
Yeah.
In the group.
Oh, Belgium. Sorry, yeah, Belgium in the group. Yeah.
Yeah, lost to Finland in the opener. They've beaten Czech Republic and beaten Wales.
Yeah, beaten Russia, Wales, Czech Republic. It's a different kettle of fish coming up against England. In the form we're in, Harry Kane hitting form at the right time. I'm confident. I'm confident.
So we'll talk about England 4, Ukraine 0. Who's been your player of the tournament for England so far?
Oh, I mean, Sterling has been. He's scored the goals. He's frustrating, but he has scored goals at the right times.
He is frustrating.
He seems to link up with Harry Kane really well at the right moment, and that is key. I mean, Calvin Phillips has been superb in midfield.
I heard Calvert-Lewin when you said that, and I was like, what are you on about?
Calvin Phillips has been superb. I think Jordan Pickford's been great. I think the back Luke Shaw's been phenomenal. Like
the centre-backs have not put a foot wrong. Players who put a foot wrong so far, Kyle Walker.
Yeah. Sterling.
Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford didn't seem to travel too well.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes the home comforts, so he can get access to baked beans.
That's for any foreign club making a bid for Jordan Pickford. That howler there.
Thank goodness Everton rarely qualify for Europa. Pickford, he had a bit of a rash moment. Rides and Phillips have been excellent throughout. There's not going to think like the 3 behind Kane have not really either been absent or they've performed. It's not. I wouldn't be critical of them. I mean, people criticise Kane all the time. I'm used to him getting a lot of criticism. He will score goals if you give him a ball. He will score goals.
Yeah. I feel like it's very hard for this sort of tournament where no one's played badly. There's been a few, like you said, few individual little mistakes. No one's played badly. And it's good to say that the standout player is a list of so many people that it could be. Like you said,
absolutely.
Centre backs have been really superb. Luke Shaw's been probably Luke Shaw if you think about it. Probably Luke Shaw.
I would say from where Luke Shaw has come from, and now all the dust has settled. Spurs are rid of him, and I've experienced Mourinho. I have no fondness for him, and I just have so much respect for Luke Shaw coming through this and continues to be dragged through the mud by Mourinho.
Yeah.
Like he just won't let it go. And in Rome, where Mourinho's about to take over and just puts in that performance, it's just a massive couple of fingers up to Mourinho, and I love it.
I love it, and I do really want to find now the podcast back where Mourinho got appointed, and I told you you'll hate it. As soon as he leaves, you'll be joyful. So
yeah, but you've got to back your team.
You do.
You've got to back your team. What's happening?
You do, but it's just incredible. It's just incredible. That early goal just killed the game straight away. I mean, Ukraine looked good when they changed formation, forced into it by the injury to the centre back, and that FM God Tsiakov came on the wing. He's a really good player in FM. He came on the wing, and it did change them up. We didn't really look suitable to be able to deal with a team changing formation. Like you can imagine, Gareth was like, "This is how they're going to play." And then as soon as Shevchenko changed it up for Ukraine, we struggled a bit, and we couldn't keep hold of two wingers, and they were very isolated. They kept a bank of 4 at the back. They kept 2 in midfield, and then they kept wingers going up and down as sort of like box-to-box wingers.
He was always down our right side, and that was it was a good switch, because he put Sterling right side near the end of the second half, and Sancho left, and I think Sterling offered a bit more protection and kind of nullified it, because Walker was kind of caught out a few times, just a bit of space, and then wondering whether to tuck in or come out and meet his man, which is surprising, because as a one-on-one defender, I'm not sure there's many better than Kyle Walker.
Wan-Bissaka, but yeah. I feel like with that change of formation, it pulled one of Phillips and Rice out of the sort of block in the middle of the pitch and pulled them to go and help out on the wings, and that's what really made us suffer. So it's going to be very interesting. I think if you're Denmark, it might give you impetus to go and attack England for the first 10-15 minutes, and if you get a goal, great, and if you don't, then we'll sit back into a bit more of a defensive shape. But I don't know, it was good. Harry Maguire getting a goal, Jordan Henderson getting his first goal for England from a very good header, very poorly marked corner.
Harry Zimmer Henderson.
Yeah, it was just great. It was just great.
One of my favourite bits, and I haven't really experienced it before, was how the German referee completely put the game out of its misery.
Yeah.
It's like a few seconds after the 90th minute, they're 4-0 down, blow the whistle, done. I like that.
And according to the FIFA guidelines or whatever is that every goal and every sub is 30 seconds added on, and they never really do that, obviously, because it's normally the standard 3 minutes.
Yeah, timekeeping in football is odd.
Yeah, and it's like...
Trying to explain to someone.
I sort of did like it, but I sort of was like, well, that's not really right. Like, you need to play something. But...
Dave, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning for you, mate. You should have got... it got you back to bed.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't, so...
I liked it. It was just, 2 bullets in the head to that.
Yeah. True. Very true.
So just got rid of
my missus, obviously she was asleep, and I made some noise once we scored, and then she got up, she woke up, and then she went back to sleep and woke up at half time, and watched us go 4-0 up and then fell straight back asleep. I was like, that's how you watch football in Singapore. You get up, you watch all the goals that get the game secure, you go back to bed. I was like, I need to learn how she's done that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, because you've got 2 more 8 o'clock kickoffs now, haven't you, Dave?
Oh, I know, and I need to change my work calendar so that I can live, so that I can make it survivable. But yeah, it'll be fine. Right,
so let's have a quick preview then. So we have Italy-Spain tomorrow night. We've touched on it. Spinazzola injury. Emerson comes in. Chelsea's Emerson, which is a real step down.
Massive, yeah, huge. They're going to struggle. I think they'll win.
Yeah, and then we also have... maybe doubts around Immobile. He's obviously scored in the group stage. I'm not sure he's scored outside the group, actually.
No, he hasn't. I don't think he has, no. So, cause it was Insigne, wasn't it, that scored the curler for him. Yeah, I don't know. I just think Italy will get it done, but it's not going to be convincing. They've been quite convincing all tournament, and I think this is the game where it's going to be.
Apart from versus, who was their first knockout match? Austria, was it?
Yeah, Austria, yeah.
Yeah, that was their first moment of weakness, wasn't it? But I think for me, Spain, having played extra time in both matches, like an extra hour of football, it's going to be a bit too much for us. But I personally would, if England were to get through, I would prefer to face Spain.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to. Yeah, I think you have to. If England were to get through, I think you have to go with Spain.
Especially Italy with Chiellini back.
Yeah.
I think if it was a Serbi, I was like, okay, that's one less. He's elite level centre back.
Yeah.
Knows all the tricks.
Definitely. I mean, if it is England Italy and they do have Chiellini and Bonucci playing together potentially, then that is going to struggle against the pace and movement of any of our front three. With Kane occupying one of them and the other two buzzing around.
Especially if we're down the wings and they've lost their first choice left back. And any of those who know anything about the Premier League, I'm not even sure they would even come up against Emerson because he wouldn't have played that much. But they would.
But we can't.
They would all. They got beating.
But we're not there yet. We've got to beat Denmark.
not
So
yet.
England, Denmark.
Denmark.
First question in the chat straight away. Going to go straight to it. Who do you think is playing on the right hand side v Denmark? And I would say in fullback and on the wing. And what formation are we playing? What do you think Southgate does?
I think we'll keep the back four.
Okay. Do you reckon it'll be Walker?
I think it'll be Walker.
Okay.
But I think it'll be Bukayo Saka on the right side.
Okay. Not Sancho.
Not Sancho, because I think he was too much of a liability going back towards his own goal.
Okay. There you go. Right, I had to get that question in early on. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I think that would be quite nice to see Saka. He had a superb tournament when he's come on and he's taken his opportunities and he's played really well. And I think Sterling, you've got to keep him in. Kane will stay. Who plays behind Kane if we're playing 4-2-3-1?
I wouldn't have Mount in personally.
Would you go Foden or Grealish?
I do think Foden was out because of his suspension risk.
Yeah.
Like why risk him? And obviously Mount had missed a couple of games. I'd prefer to have Grealish in there.
Okay.
But I fear maybe Foden. Foden started the first match.
Yeah,
I think we might go.
I think my choice would be Foden behind the striker. Get him in a sort of Gaza-esque floating role in behind the striker, making stuff happen, winning a few fouls. And then with the knowledge that if it's not working, Grealish, Mount, Sancho.
Yeah, you've got 5 subs. You can really mix it up. You can get all change and even you bring in. It's nice to see Jordan Henderson come on and play some forward passes. Jude Bellingham coming on and so composed on the ball. You've got the fullbacks you can change up, and they'll be equally enigmatic going forward. You've got Ben Chilwell is a good attacking left back, but also solid. You've got Reece James probably offers a bit more potential than Kyle Walker. You've got it all. I think the problem is if you lose Kane, really.
Yeah, true. I do think
we've seen Rashford and Calvert-Lewin come on and do almost nothing in their appearances.
Yeah,
so far.
I think Calvert-Lewin's a harsh one to judge. Like coming on and doing nothing. Rashford would get more irk, I think, for what he's done. He just tries to knock it and run, which is fine, but he generally knocks it too far, so it goes for a goal kick.
Which isn't a player you want to bring on if you're a goal down.
No, exactly, yeah.
Because that space is going to be eliminated. Calvert-Lewin is the person you bring on with a goal down because he's excellent in the air and can tuck away a chance in the box.
Yeah.
But hopefully we have to put up with that, and it's Kane all the way. But England home support, we've yet to concede a goal, therefore yet to go behind. It's looking like we stand a chance to the final.
It does. And let's be honest, if you were to go behind, a 70% packed Wembley Stadium is going to give you a rocket up the arse, isn't it? So,
yeah, and that's the thing. It's not like we're going behind because we're so defensive and haven't got attacking talent. We can win that game.
Yeah.
Of goals throughout. There's goals throughout the side. There's creation throughout the side. So you back against the wall all you want, but you've got Kane in the box. You've got trickery around it. Yeah, I'm feeling
what
it.
I like about England is that you're right. If a team goes backs against the wall, park the bus, proper, and I mean full of 5-4-1, just collapse into the box. We've also got players that are so good and nippy on the ball. The chances of winning a penalty are probably significantly increased.
Absolutely, you've got players who can commit their fullback. You've got Jack Grealish, you've got Sancho, you've got Sterling. It's excellent. I mean, you even got the fact you've got both centre backs are able to bring the ball out and start the play and use the ball. It's
great to watch, isn't it? It's been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Sir Gareth Southgate.
Sir Gareth Southgate. This is what we were discussing just before we went live. Yeah.
If he wins the Euros, he'll be probably not this or next year's honours list, but he will be a Sir Gareth.
Sir Gareth of Southgate, arise. Hopefully, that's what we all want. That's what everybody wants in the chat.
Yeah. With Sir Harry Kane for his goals in the semi-final, final, getting the Golden Boot, lifting the trophy, going, you know what, I can win what I want with England. Don't have to move Spurs. Everyone's happy.
How bad would it be if Harry Kane scores in the semi-final, scores in the final, wins Golden Boot, and Kevin De Bruyne wins Player of the Tournament?
Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, predictions then. Italy, Spain. What are you going with? What's your final? What is the final? Not you want that you think is going to happen?
No, I think it will be Italy, England final.
Italy, England. Yeah, I think it'll be. I think it'll be Italy, England, and I think Italy will just about get through. I don't think it'll be easy for them. I think they'll just about get through, and I think
he's hoping another extra time.
Yeah, and I think we'll be quite convincing against Denmark. I think they'll run out of steam if we score first, which proven to be very good at in this tournament with not conceding a goal.
Yeah,
I think they'll run out of
the
steam.
stats are so easy, aren't they? When you don't concede,
Yeah.
yes, we've conceded. In a game that has been goals, we've scored first every time. Correct.
Yeah.
We've never gone behind. Correct. Yes.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Have we not conceded a goal because of luck, or is it our back four covers all the dangers? Like Luke Shaw and Kyle Walker and Trippier are very good at defending as well as attacking, and Maguire and Stones are very good at tackling as well as heading. I mean,
and Phillips and Rice shooting well. It's down to Southgate. You don't like international football is not the same as club football. It's not like some countries have played it this way.
Yeah.
This tournament, in Austria, been going all out gung ho.
Yeah.
And to fair, Denmark are probably a little bit the same.
Yeah, I think so.
They've been quite on the front foot and played quite delicious, really, attacking football. But we've just been very, very composed throughout, and it's been a joy to watch.
Exactly. A few comments then. Ross thinks Southgate will go with Mason Mount. Kyle agrees that Saka will probably come back in for the starting 11. We've got Foden probably coming in for Mount, and Grealish will start as a sub. And great, now I'm really nervous and there's still 2 bloody days to go. Yeah, I think at the moment I'm very much excited. I think.
Don't get me wrong. I fear saying that England are going to do this or win a game because I feel like I jinx it.
Yeah,
but this is very much out of my comfort zone. Even admitting that England stand a chance of getting to the final, and all I've got in my head is the last major final that my side I support got to was the Champions League. Well, I don't consider the League Cup that major, so the Champions League final, and I just did not enjoy from semi-final to final at all. So I need to make sure I enjoy this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's still been a brilliant.
If it happens,
it needs to happen, and it's been a brilliant tournament. I think that's what, again, as what I would like to call us is level-headed football fans. I think we can look at this and say England have done a bloody good job.
Definitely been just the way that Southgate handles himself is completely perfect for international football. The squad, you hear rumours of other squads like the France squad being at each other's throats and things like that. It's like our squad, all the team rivalry. You've got Man City and Man United players all across the board, but they're getting on great, and it's a united team, and I feel like it's united a nation against four of the side. It's been brilliant.
It's been fantastic. And what a great little preview section. I enjoyed that.
Excellent. Right, well, hit me, Dave.
Ooh, no, I was going to do your tune. I was about to go, ooh, la 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 la.
Ooh,
I've got a wiki file for you. Hey, right. The wiki file is on the screen. Obviously, I have a little sneak peek of the wiki file before it starts because I put all of the graphics together and everything like that. And I told Josh, I have no idea, looking at this very briefly when I was putting the graphics together. And I still have no idea. So I'll run through them out loud for those listening on Spotify. And 1986, no youth career, straight from the womb to the senior team. We appreciate players like that.
Born ready.
Born with talent, that is, literally. 1986, so the year Josh and I were born, to 1988, is he played for Volendam. 59 appearances, 28 goals. 1988 to 1993, big move to Ajax, 96 appearances, 18 goals. 1993 to 95, gets a move to Inter Milan, 54 appearances, 8 goals. And 95 to 98, PSV, 89 appearances, 20 goals. 1998 to 2000, Sheffield Wednesday, 70 appearances, 3 goals, and that is the end of his career, which makes me think it might have been an injury-ended career.
Correct.
And that is that 14-year career. It's got to be Dutch. Volendam, Ajax, PSV. Volendam, I'm pretty sure, is in Holland.
Correct. And he's their current manager, to give you a little clue there, Dave.
It's what, Volendam's current manager? That doesn't help me at all. Volendam, Ajax, Inter Milan, PSV, Sheffield Wednesday. Now, I have a slight recollection of someone from PSV joining Sheffield Wednesday and getting a bad knee injury, but I cannot remember his name at all. And I admitted to Josh when I saw this very briefly that Sheffield Wednesday is a bit of an Achilles heel when it comes to the Premier League. Was it a knee injury?
don't know this specific. Let's have
I
a
mean,
little
28
look.
and 59 sort of thinks striker. What's that? 1 in 2, nearly. Yeah, it is 1 in 2, isn't it? 28 and 59. 18 in 96 as the step up to Ajax is a lot of appearances still, but lower output. Although there's more seasons there, so you're probably dropping off the goals. And then 54 appearances, 8 goals in 2 years. So a bit of a stalwart for Inter Milan in that 2-year period. Played a lot of games, didn't score. Maybe been shafted out to the wing or something. Back to Holland with PSV. 20 goals again. Couldn't refine that form in 89 appearances for 3 years.
A lot of assists in that time. Probably about 40 assists in that time.
Okay. I don't know. I'm really trying to think about. I think I can picture him. Can I have his international stats? I think he's Dutch. I'm going to say he's Dutch, and I'm going to say a winger.
You're correct. You're correct. He's Dutch. 49 appearances for Netherlands, 11 goals.
Oh, that's a lot of appearances for Netherlands. When was his active years in the senior team?
92 to 99.
Oh, it must have been a big injury then, because if he was playing for Holland in 99 and he got cut his career short in 2000. I'm struggling. Position?
Probably centre, defensive mid, something like that.
Wow. Centre defensive mid. He scored 28 and 59 for Volendam.
Yeah, maybe he was a bit higher up there.
Wow.
When he was a prolific goal scorer from central midfield. Loved a long shot.
No, you've got me, I think. I swear I've got someone in my head. And he's got a really short surname, but I cannot think of it in my head. I cannot get it, so I am going to pass, Josh, for this wiki file.
It is Wim Jonk.
Wim Jonk. I knew it was a short name. I can't.
Yeah.
Wilhelmus
Maria Jonk.
Wilhelmus Maria Jonk. I could have sat here for another half an hour, 40 minutes, stewing over the same information in my head, and I would never have got that name. So, Ross got it. Yeah, Wim Jonk. Wim. No, and then he changed it. Wim Jonk. Cyrus says Sheffield Wednesday's one hell of a step down from those teams. I would agree.
Yeah, they were a bit brave. They tried to spend their way out. Wim Jonk was getting £7,500 per game that he missed for injury.
Ooh, ouch. Sounds.
Yeah. Around the same time as Gilles de Bilde.
Gilles de Bilde. Bloody hell, yeah, I remember that name. Kyle saw him playing a 3-3 draw at Highbury. There you go.
Nice.
And yeah, unbelievable. Was he a penalty taker? That's a good question for those stats.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
Let's see if we can find that, because that's a great question with those stats there.
Penalty goals. This is transfer market. Penalties scored 9.
9, so no, not really. There you go.
Not really, no.
Excellent.
Scored a penalty in the Premier League against Chelsea in a 1-0 win, beating Ed De Hoy in goal.
Nice. Have we got any little personal snippet?
He, along with Jordi Cruyff, co-manages and leads the Amsterdam-based International Football Institute, Cruyff Football, the official heir to the football legacy of Johan Cruyff, responsible for managing, protecting, sharing, developing and implementing the Cruyff football vision and talent development philosophy worldwide at both professional football clubs and national football federations.
Nice. So I expect you to end that by saying, so for all your football needs, just pop down to the Cruyff Centre of Excellence, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that was very marketing speak, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lovely. Right, it's coming home. I'm saying it. It's coming home.
It's coming home, right. Well, that brings an end to this week's podcast. Thank you for listening. And if you've been with us live on YouTube, thank you for all your questions as well. If you want to get hold of us for next week's show, you can find us on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
And there's no A in It's Coming Home.
There's no A in It's Coming Home.
But it's coming home next week. Goodbye.